to the end of the apples. I'm gonna save what's left here on the table for my grandbabies. And, but what's in here in this 12-quart contour stock pot, I've got apples all cored, but I didn't skin them. You don't need to. I'm gonna create, for this Habanero Apple Jelly, I'm gonna create an apple juice, and that's what's gonna create the flavor base, and the habanero is gonna complement the sweet and the fall flavors. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. And you guys, you're gonna love this. So if you like these kind of videos, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, you need to subscribe so you get notified whenever I upload a video. And it could be canning, cooking, camping, Dutch oven cooking. We've got a lot of those little videos coming up for that new series. And unfortunately, this weekend, I'll be with grandchildren in tow, and it's going to be really icky weather. So, but if I do something fun with them, I'll definitely put the camera on because they like being on camera. Anyway, so we're going to make this apple jelly. So my 12-quart stock pot is about 3/4 of the way full. I mean, it's pretty full. I just barely, I don't even have enough water in here to cover all the apples unless you push them down. Then it's just enough. I'll leave a link to this contour stock pot in the about section below. It's my favorite stock pot I've ever had, ever. I'm just gonna say that. I don't get paid to say that. I just am telling you this is my favorite. I did decide against making vinegar. I just could not keep up. 60 pounds of apples is a ton of apples to try to process and not waste any. And so we ate a few, but obviously you can't eat that many apples. These will be reserved for the babies, and this will make, it should make 2 big batches of habanero apple jelly. And what great Christmas gifts it's gonna make. I've got my jars all in the dishwasher, so I can just hit that turn it on sanitation session. And I'm gonna cook this down tonight, and then I'll probably can this up tomorrow afternoon. So if you see a wardrobe change, that's why. Anyways, guys, I can't wait to get this going, and I wanna get it over on the stove. Really, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add sugar to taste. I don't want it overly sweet, and I'll let you know the amounts. And I might even post the recipe in the recipe box below. But honestly and truly, it's pretty easy to follow along when somebody's doing one. Just write it down. That's what I do. Anyway, okay guys, let's go over and start this cooking process and get these apples done so I can move on to plan B, because I have a ton of beans to can. I don't have any beans other than a few jars of chili beans in the pantry, so I need to get busy. All right, here we go. Okay guys, so my apples have cooked down, and these are still really hot, but I wanted to tell you, I cook my apples overnight on a really low simmer, and it has reduced down. The apples absorb some of that water, and now it's time to extract our juice. And it smells so good. It almost smells like I spiced them, but I didn't. I first go ahead and put them through a sieve, and then we're gonna go through the jelly bag. I have so many to get through. I wanna make sure that we are getting some juice down in the bottom here. And it looks like the color of this is gonna be kind of a peachy hue to it, which is great. I want the habanero orange to show through, so that's gonna look really pretty in this jelly. And I certainly could have made applesauce with these apples, but I'll tell you what, it was a request from an overwhelming number of people to do apple jelly. And so the other way you can do this, we're gonna leave that go. See, I've already got a good cup of juice, and I'm gonna let these just sit in here, and I'll cover them with a paper towel, let them strain on their own. The same with the jelly bag. You don't want to force anything through, but get yourself a jelly bag and let that just strain through on its own. And sometimes it takes a couple of hours. You just be patient, and I'll run the juice that's in here through the jelly bag as well when it's all done, because I want to make sure that I get a really clear product. Now, I'm hoping that I get 10 to 15 cups of this juice, because that'll make 2 to 3 batches of apple jelly, which will be gone, trust me. It'll make great Christmas gifts. Now, and I'm gonna break the recipe down for you in 5 cups of juice. Depending on how sweet this juice is, I believe it's pretty sweet on its own. I am going to go ahead and taste it for you right now. Let's get a little spoonful, even though it's hot. We'll go ahead and get a spoonful and taste it. It almost, oh man, that's really good. Very, very appley. It doesn't need a whole lot of sugar, honest and truly, but you do need quite a bit of sugar if you're gonna do jelly, so. Boy, look at this. I'm telling you, oh, it's gonna be delicious. So let me get all the juice strained and clarified through the jelly bag, and then when I bring you back, we're gonna be ready to heat this back up in probably the jelly pot and start canning up some jelly. Ooh, we gotta cut up all those habaneros though. I've got a big pile of habaneros to cut up. And I'll use my Vidalia Chop Wizard. Thank you, Paula. And on the small cut system, so you get really tiny pieces and they float through the jelly and just make it beautiful. And that sweet and spicy is gonna be delicious. All right, we'll be back. Okay guys, so I am so excited. We have, well, I've got about 16 cups of apple juice, and this is a beautiful peachy color because of the red peels on some of the apples, or the red blush, I should say. And I chopped up in my Vidalia chopper, and I left this sit out, covered the apple portion of it with paper toweling, but I let it sit and drip and drain for hours today while I was at work. So it could really drain through that jelly bag and strainer, and then everything that was left in the pot went through the jelly bag when I got home. So in this Vidalia chopper, because I'm gonna go ahead with one of these containers, I may make another apple spiced jelly with the other. I haven't decided yet. We're gonna do the habanero apple jelly first. That'll give you some ideas, something different to put on the holiday table, something different to have on your fried egg sandwich with ham. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, so in this, I did 2 jalapeno peppers just for color, and about, let's see, a cup and a half of habanero peppers. And depending on the size and all that, it just chop them up really, 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 really fine. The seeds and the membrane are taken out of that, but wear gloves. It's still hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these in my Dutch oven. And this is a cast iron Dutch oven for the stovetop with the enamel coating. And I was just looking, I was like, oh, you know, I need to look into sending it off to have it recoated. You can, when you buy, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right because I'm not French by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's La Creuset. When you buy one of their pots, which is very expensive, they give you a lifetime warranty on the enamel coating. They will recoat them for nothing. Of course, I'm sure I'm gonna have to pay for shipping. So I believe that 8 cups of, and we're gonna try to get this to gel without any pectin, because I really, honest and truly believe that this has plenty of pectin in there. And it already looks beautiful. I'm so excited. I do wanna taste the juice though. I'll taste it out of here. Not with any peppers in there yet. And see how much sugar I think I need. It's pretty sweet, not jelly sweet though. And you're gonna have some heat in this, so we're gonna put, for 8 cups, we're gonna put 4, I know, 6 cups of sugar. And And if I taste it and it doesn't taste like that's enough, I can always add more, but I think we'll start with that. How's that? And if you're against sugar, shame on you. And no, I'm kidding. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. The green and the orange and the actual apple, like I said, has kind of a peach hue to it, so it really is gonna be a pretty jelly. Okay, so we're gonna take this over to the stove. I'm gonna bring this up to boil, and we're gonna let it really get busy until I can do a gel test on it. My jars are in the dishwasher. I've got to get my water bath canner ready and get my other canning supplies out and try to make dinner at the same time. Anyway, we'll see how everything goes. And then tomorrow I'm going to put this juice in the refrigerator, and tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and make that other jelly. So we'll have 2 batches of jelly, whether it be a repeat of this. If this comes out as good as I know it will, and I really, really, really think that everyone's going to love it, I'm going to go ahead and make another batch. But I just haven't decided. I haven't tasted this one in so long because we haven't had apples here in years, not enough to do this kind of stuff. So not from friends or anywhere else, and they're so expensive in the store. So enough rambling, let's get making this jelly. Okay guys, cut to the chase. We have jelly, and I have to tell you, I waited and waited and waited, and it wasn't jelly enough, so I did go ahead and add 1 package of liquid pectin to this big batch of jelly, and it is gelled. You'll see as I pour it in the jars. There's no problem. See how thick that is? Oh, it's gonna gel up just fine. The pectin in the apples, I think, and the peppers, believe me or not, peppers have pectin in them. So you wanna do 1/4 inch of headspace, and you guys know the drill. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, and these are hot jars out of the dishwasher. We're gonna rotate that little dealy-wop and go ahead and put that on there. I'm gonna grab I've got some hot vinegar water, wipe that rim, and how easy is this? Jelly is probably one of the simplest things you're gonna do. And this is gelled up enough already now that it's sitting here and kind of cooling. I mean, it's still extremely hot. Where's my grabber? Fingertip tight, done. It's gelled enough that the peppers are actually suspended in the jelly, which is exactly what we want. So we're gonna water bath can this because of my altitude for 15 minutes. We will take the lid off the canner when it's done, turn it off, take the lid off, and let it sit for at least 5 minutes and let it kind of acclimate to the temperature change before you take it out and shuck it into your room temperature environment. So that's what we're gonna do. And the water bath canner, do not start timing until it comes to a full rolling boil, and you want at least 1 inch of water over the top of the jars, unless you're using a steam canner, which are also fabulous for people that don't want to lift a heavy canner. All right guys, okay, here we go. I'll let you know what I get when I'm done, but this is a lot of jelly. So guys, our apple habanero jelly is done. I had to think about that. I am so excited. It is sweet and spicy, and beautiful. Oh my gosh, and I just want you to look at this. It's gorgeous. Unbelievable. It looks like little stained glass with the bits and pieces of peppers in there. It absolutely came out wonderful. I'm so excited. I don't know, I'm gonna ask the girls at work whether they'd like another batch of this or they want some traditional spiced apple jelly. So I got 9 12-ounce jars of jelly, 1 little half pint that I will take to work for samples. Got jars pinging, woohoo! You gotta love it. And then 2 little samplers, which I wish I would have had more, but I'm out of these little jars, so I'm gonna have to get some more of those for sample packs for Christmas. We have jars going up and down all over the place. So I'm gonna get the rest of these jars out of the canner and Listen to the pinging. I absolutely love the fact that I had 60 pounds of apples. I did tons of stuff with it, and I made a lot of people very happy. Anyways, it made, I would say that the blessing came from Debbie, and she made a lot of people very happy. So the fruits of my labor are just absolutely, I couldn't ask for anything better. So, but I do want to give you a taste test. So this is what was left, and we love getting one of these. And if you can see, it's gelled very nicely. It isn't all the way cooled like cold, or yeah, it's probably close to room temperature, but I'm gonna give you a little taste test, tell you what I think, and sweet but super spicy. So this will be for the people that really love spice. I know it's dry. What's wrong? Yum. Over cream cheese at the holidays. Oh, so good. And such a wonderful apple flavor. I'm so excited. But let me tell you, it's got some heat. Every pepper has a different level of heat within a certain range, and these peppers were hot. Even though I had a pretty big batch of jelly, that's a lot of peppers, and so we got a spicy jelly. So I'm excited, and I'm happy to bring you this, and I hope it inspires you guys to go ahead and try your hand at canning. Canning jelly is probably one of the simplest ways to put back things that you've taken out of your garden, or like in my case, somebody gave me part of an apple harvest, and out of 2 trees, I know that there was a ton of apples. I know I got about 60 pounds, but I didn't let any of it go to waste. In fact, there's a couple left over there for my grandkids to take and have little mini apples for snacks this weekend. So I have one more batch of juice to make apple something. So guys, this is your homework. In the about section below, go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know what you'd like to see. What do you want me to make with that apple juice that I got off the apples that was just like the starter for this? Would you like to see a autumn spiced jelly? Would you like to see something else that I hadn't even thought of? Leave me a comment and let me know what you'd like. And as always, guys, I can't wait to see you next time. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button so you get notified whenever I upload. And I'm not giving up on the Dutch oven series, but we had fires locally with 60-mile-an-hour winds. Structures were lost, 18 homes. We just need to be in prayer and hope that that doesn't happen. But we're in for a really stormy weekend. I won't be doing any of that, but I might bring you along for some grandkid fun. You never know. All right, guys. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.